Hey everybody. So right out of the gate, I'm feeling very like I have to do all these things, but I'm running around in circles. I'm impatient, but yet there's this feeling that I don't have to rush. I don't have to accomplish all these things really quick. It's just I'm all over the place. I'm really scattered right now. I'll connect. We'll see what comes through. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. As always, if it doesn't resonate with you, don't make it fit. On the first bell ring, I heard a crow, but it was like right in my ear. Like the physical bird was right here, trying to get your attention. Now there's more of them. Grassy. It's like a hayfield, but the grass is kind of matted down by the wind. There's dew, fog. Someone's out there, like the old style. I think it's a scythe, or something along those lines. Trying to cut it. It's too heavy. It's too wet. They're frantic, kind of like I was feeling earlier. Trying to get all this done. It's a huge field. I think that's enough. So a couple aspects of that. Uh, Hay, grass in general. Uh, Obviously, when it's wet or just the dew, it absorbs a lot of moisture, and it's a lot heavier. You know, we can picture if you've ever cut grass and you cut it when it's wet or early in the morning, it all clumps together, and it's heavy. And when the sun hits it, it dries and it gets very light and can be blown in the wind. So I have the fog. It's very thick, trying to see. We can't see very far. This individual, when they were cutting it, they were frantic. They had a lot to do. It was a huge field. It was going to take forever. Could also look at the aspect of the crop itself. Hey, if I'm not mistaken, in the evening time, the sugars in the grasses go up towards the top, and then overnight they shrink back down. So if you were looking, depending on how this crop is going to be used for what animal, and if we want that sugar, we're harvesting it too soon. We're looking at everything that we have to do, and we're trying to accomplish it, and it may not be yielding fully. I'm not saying that's 100%, but just sharing the insight here. Uh, yeah, in the beginning, that energy, it was, I have all these things to do, but I'm looking at the time. I got plenty of time, and what I really have to do isn't a lot, but in here it's a lot. And maybe we just have a lot going on all around, and or maybe we have pressure, or we have a goal that's uh, a self-inflicted deadline that isn't mandatory, but for some reason it's going to make us feel comfortable or safe accomplishing it. It's coming to mind is, go, go, go all day, even if it's your day off or your time off. And you get to the end of the day, and you sit down, all you want to do is catch your breath, and you do, and it's time to go to bed. You know, it's it's no break. There was a confirmation there, which I've lived at. I still do to an extent at times, depending on what's going on. It's it's definitely a self-inflicted thing. Page of Wands reversed. Recklessness. I feel called to even go into before this I did my word of the day, and it was echo, and it had to do with validation and our intuition. We could look at that as just our intuition, or even messages from the other side, guides or deities, goddesses, gods, trying to get our attention, or passed over ancestors, loved ones, however you want to look at it. And in general, when something's unhealthy for us, whether uh, relationships in general or work, where we're putting all this energy and we're getting these intuition hits or messages from the other side saying, hey, uh, this isn't working, this is hurting us, but we're doing it out of a place of, in essence, fear, which leads to comfort, safety, makes us feel comfortable. And there's a fear there to leave it. This could be in a relationship or a work or our current situation. Say we had a plan to acquire things, and maybe we're stretched financially, if you want to look at that aspect, or the job. This is all I know, or this is what I studied in, or I put a lot of time into, and with my experience I can make X amount of money doing this, but it's in killing me inside. And now maybe we're having physical repercussions, the echo, it's getting louder and louder. Same thing in a relationship. If it's we'll just say it's toxic, in general, doesn't have to be extreme. If it's unhealthy for us, it's toxic. It's just how the word is working here. But when we get that notion that, oh, hey, that person really doesn't respect me or my boundaries, or uh, doesn't care about me, and I'm here because it makes me feel safe, or there's somebody there even though they're bad for me, it's going to get louder and louder. We're going to get more validation or reassurances on these things, and then it's going to consume us in a way that, not, I don't know if that was the right word, but it's going to make you ill to an extent, whether mentally or physically. Same thing spiritually. We start to have all these disconnections, and even pulled away from who we truly were beforehand, or who we're truly meant to be. And it's like this cloud that uh, consumes us, in essence. What else do we have here, Spirit? The Chariot reversed, impulsive acts, doing things. This could kind of go into that energy I felt in the beginning of, uh, I was impatient because I was trying to get all these things out of my space to get to a place to feel, to have that like sit down at the end of the night feeling. But when I get there, I don't have time to feel it. I don't have time to enjoy it at all. And this could also go with filling voids in the experience, because we're in whatever situation this is. It is consuming. It is taking from us, and we're acting out of a way to try to make us feel a certain way in a position that we can't, because there's too much of what doesn't belong there, if that makes sense. There was something else that came in there that I missed. Uh, oh, going, say we're in a position and we're not getting results, and we're down on our luck, we're really having a bad ride. It can really take a toll naturally, but then we get to a place where we want to feel like we have a say in something, and we can do self-destructive things at this time. Obviously that's a drastic word, but it could just be changing our appearance drastically, to say I have a say in something, look at me, I can do this to myself, you can't do everything to me. Same thing with uh, addictions, or going back to them, uh, acting out in a way, not saying that we're acting like a child, but what came to mind is, like, think of a child, and when they're being neglected, or unloved, I guess came through, but neglect. misunderstood keeps trying to come through, and that wasn't the word I was looking for. Misunderstood or not seen is naturally what I'm trying to say. They act out, sometimes in poor behavior to get attention. You know, I'll leave that there. It's just kind of cut off. The Hermit, introspection. This is normally where we get answers. It's not always a fun place to be. The truth is the truth. Sometimes it's not sent to us in a bouquet of roses. It is the truth, and it hurts at times. I'm not saying that uh, we're all at fault. There might be others at fault. It might just be our view. And I'm not saying that when you get the Hermit card, it's a blame game. It is, we have to see that we may be, what's the word, facilitating, but putting into something negative out of a wound at times. And we see it for what it is. We understand it, and then we learn it. And then we move forward. We don't experience that again, whatever it may be. You know, I was talking to somebody a while ago, and they had heart attacks and a lot of stress issues, and changed their diet and everything to, you know, follow the doctor's orders for cholesterol and all these things. And it's the work is the culprit of it. And like, well, I'd be much happier just watering flowers at Lowe's, but it won't pay the money, you know. And it's like, I get that, but you know, you're taking all these other avenues to try to compensate for the toxicity and the damage that the job is doing to have an experience that's the only way we can see it to be possible, is to be in this stressful work environment, to make a certain amount of money, to live a life that uh, I think everyone's deserving of, but maybe we're looking at it all in the wrong way. There's other ways around it, and it's difficult to get out of that mindset because it's all around us. It's constantly reassured on us that this is the only way. Same thing in a relationship. Maybe two incomes is better. We're being drawn to money here. Uh, we could also just look at it as having that person there, even though it's toxic. It's this idea that someone's there. You know, maybe we like to argue. Maybe we don't. I don't know. It just came up. What else do we have here, Spirit? Two cards. Discipline, the Emperor. Eight of Wands. Progress. Discipline and progress, we can get through this. We can get anywhere we want to go with both. The Emperor in reverse could be chaos. Probably what it might feel like right now. Which means we have the energy to change it. We do. We have the drive and the determination. Just have to put it in the right place. And that's fast progress. How does this look like in your experience? Everybody's experience is different. Is it work? Is it relationship? Is it family? Or is it a little bit of everything all at once? And we're trying to keep it afloat. And it's eating at us inside. It's taking a toll. We've had the nudges, we've had the reassurances, we know, but we don't want to let go of whatever this is. And I'm not saying that we're undeserving of it or it's the wrong way. We're looking at it the wrong way, is normally how everything goes. We see it that it has to be this way, and we can't really see another way. And I'm not saying it's easy. I've been in these positions before, and I'm like, I want to change, but I don't know how to change this situation. You know, I can't see it through. And sometimes pulling back from it a bit, we can then see, which is exactly what happens in the Hermit, introspection. We pull back and we can see things differently. I know I kind of went into a time there of saying, blame this not blame, but taking accountability, or saying this person was bad or this situation was bad. But we can heal the situation or the wound and still see a different way to accomplish whatever the goal is that we have, whether it is, you know, the abundance and financial stability, in a different situation or the same situation in a different way while still acquiring all the things or the goals or the situation that we wanted. Same thing in a relationship. I want this. I want a loving partner and supportive and respects me and truly loves me. It's just this person isn't the person for me. But I've seen how this person treats me, and now I know what to look for in an individual to fulfill that. We'll get one last card here, Spirit. Uh-oh. I'll be back. Okay. I heard reversed. Self-sacrifice. Sacrificing ourselves for others or material. That is kind of how it's set up here. You know, I'm not saying that uh, we should neglect our children to fulfill us. If that's a situation that you have, it is we're putting ourselves out there so much to, and we're getting to a place of neglecting ourselves, which is kind of where I was getting at. It's like it's consuming, it's eating our body. But once we go into that place of introspection in the hermit, we then get that emotional wisdom, and that cannot be lost. And we leave this pattern or this place that we found ourselves in. Maybe we've been existing in a long time. When we actually take that time to view it, we can see something differently. And if we can't do it on our own, talk to someone that you truly do trust or feel carries the weight that may be able to see a different way for you. You know, like I said, it's really difficult for us to see it because we're in it and our emotions are attached to it, and it's hard for us to see a different viewpoint. So if you are open to it, I'd recommend talking to someone. It doesn't have to be drastic. It's like, this is my dilemma. And then share how it makes you feel. And then share your goals. And they'll figure out a way that you can get everything fixed up. But sometimes it's only done inside. And that's the whole point. We have to come to the conclusion on our own, otherwise we won't believe it. I'll leave it there. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.